Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Jazakallah khair for joining me again as I go through different hadiths pertaining to the virtues of the Qur'an. Today we'll go through a hadith narrated by Abu Musa al-Ashari, and it's found in the Sahihain, Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. And this is where the Prophet ﷺ said that the mu'min, the believer who recites the Qur'an, is like that of a citron fruit. It has a sweet fragrance and it is sweet to taste. The mu'min who doesn't recite the Qur'an is like that of a date. It doesn't have a fragrance, but it still tastes good. And the hypocrite who recites the Qur'an is like a raihana, it's like a basil. And it hasn't got a fragrance, but it has a sweet fragrance, but it is bitter to taste. And the hypocrite who doesn't recite the Quran is like that of a colocynth. It's it's like a vine kind of seed. So it is bitter in fragrance and it is bitter to taste. So let's focus on the first two. So here, what is a citron fruit? A citron fruit is similar to a lemon, a bit larger, but instead of being bitter to taste, it is sweet to taste. Not only does it smell good and it tastes good, it also has other benefits, such as the seeds are used to create oil for medicinal purposes as well as for cooking, etc. And this is how the mu'min who recites the Qur'an is like. He will benefit others as well as benefiting himself, and people will be attracted to him, and he'll also once they get to know him more, then they'll find out that he's good at heart and he's full of iman as well. Now let's take a look at the date. The date still tastes good, but it has no fragrance, and so it will eventually benefit the consumer, but people won't be attracted to him in the first place. So although they won't be attracted to him, they'll find out that he's a nice person and has some iman in him. Now, the one who is like a date cannot influence others like that of a citron fruit. So he might have iman, so people won't know it at first, but they will find out he has a little bit of belief. The pip of the citron fruit is white and soft, just like the heart of a true believer, whereas the seed of a date is black and hard. In another hadith that we see that sins gather upon a believer's heart until it becomes black and hard, and it becomes like rust. The Prophet ﷺ said, and to remove this rust, how was it? It was to recite the Quran. So when we recite the Quran, we remove the rust from around our heart, so we can take it from being black to being a shining white, like that in the ayat in Ayat Nur, light upon light. So it's so white that it wants to burst out in light without any fire touching it. So we should strive to be like the citron fruit, so that we benefit others, we can make others attracted to Islam, and also to benefit ourselves. May Allah make us of those who are believers and who recite the Quran. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.